Admiral Tuvok and Captain Kim are leading the analysis of the artifact you found on Vardwa Prime. I knew you'd want to be there for the great reveal, so I've arranged for you and your crew to be part of the team. Rendezvous with Voyager to get started.
Welcome back to Voyager. We were about to begin studying the device you recovered from Ghal's communication center. Since you have spearheaded much of our efforts here, I would like you to take the lead once again. Captain Kim and 7 of 9 are at your disposal. Talk with them if you need more help deciphering the device. When you finish your analysis, return to me for further orders. I will be here in the transporter room to see you off.
Glad you're here. We transported the device to engineering here so we could run all the scans and tests we could think of. The first thing we need to do is determine how it's communicating. We can't find any normal transmissions from it, but we're hoping you have some new ideas to bring to the table. The device communicates with subspace. We should have guessed that. Now comes the hard part. We need to access the device's memory core. The engineering team here on Voyager is good, and I've heard your team is top-notch. But it might take more time than we have for either team to make a full analysis. We should have both teams give you their opinions on the device. If we work together, hopefully we can make a breakthrough. You'll need to set switches on the device until we get solid readings. We'll be able to tell if switches are in the correct position, but not which switches. Good luck. The engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches are in the correct mode. Unfortunately, we don't know which 2 switches. Set them again and we'll redo our analysis. The engineers tell me there is only one switch in the correct orientation. The engineering teams are reading big zeros across the board. The engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches are in the correct mode. Unfortunately, we don't know which 2 switches. Set them again and we'll redo our analysis. The engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches are in the correct mode. Unfortunately, we don't know which 2 switches. Set them again and we'll redo our analysis. The engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches are in the correct mode. Unfortunately, we don't know which 2 switches. Set them again. The engineers tell me there is only one switch in the correct orientation. The engineers tell me there is only one switch in... The engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches are in the correct mode. Unfortunately, we don't... The engineers tell me there is only...
Jesus Christ.
Sir, I've consulted with both the engineers here on Voyager and your chief engineer. I am seeing green across the board. All the switches are in the correct position, and we now have access to the primary memory core of the device. Unfortunately, we're only halfway there. Now we need to access the secondary memory core to get full access to the data we need. The engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches are in the correct mode. Unfortunately, we don't know which 2 switches. Set them again and we'll redo our analysis. The engineers tell me there is... The engineers tell me there is only... The engineering teams tell me 2 of the switches... The engineers tell me there is... The engineers tell me there is...
Fucking hell.
The engineers tell me there is only... The engineering teams are Looks like you did it again. All the switches are in the correct position, and we now have full access to the memory core of the device. 7 of 9 should be of assistance in accessing the memory banks of that device. She's in astrometrics, attempting to get a fix on the location of who, or what, is receiving these transmissions.
We have access to the databanks of the device. Very efficient work. From the data we have received so far, we will be able to pinpoint the exact transmission coordinates. However, it is possible that doing so may alert whomever is on the other end that we have reverse-engineered their technology. There are 3 likely ways to get at the information. I suggest further analysis to determine the best course of action.
Fascinating. Excellent work. With this location, we may be able to finally reveal who gave the Vaadwaur their advanced technology, and why the neuroparasites appeared again in this time and place. Commander Jirok of the Romulan Republic has requested to join you on this operation. Her own analysis of the device has shown that the Romulans have had some contact with the creators of this device, a race known as the Ilachi. She will meet you in subspace at the given coordinates.
Had to be the bugs.
Finally, Voyager's emergency medical hologram, the Doctor, will be assigned to your crew. His knowledge of the Delta Quadrant races may prove invaluable. He's not much of a combatant, but should prove useful.
Hello again.
Greetings. This is Commander Jirok of the RRW Lisette. When we learned that the Ilachi were involved, I requested to shadow you on this mission. I know your experience with the Ilachi is limited. The Romulan Republic, however, has an extensive history with this race. The Tal Shiar used Ilachi to help invade Varanat, a colony made up of Romulan refugees seeking to make a new life for themselves. The two factions worked together to convince Romulan colonies to join the Tal Shiar. It was in spite of this that the Romulan Republic was forged. We fought off the Tal Shiar and eventually made a stand against the Ilachi in New Romulus. Many Romulans gave their lives in defense of our new homeworld. But that final defense seemed to quiet Ilachi attacks for quite some time, barring the occasional incursion from subspace. All right, we'll follow your lead here. We're seeing 3 patrol groups. Recommend we eliminate them before we board the station. I was thinking we should split up and cover as much of the facility as we can, unless you have a better idea.
This is obviously an Alachi facility. What I know about them comes from the Romulan Republic's databases, but I should be able to learn more as we examine this location. The air here is suitable for the Alachi, which means that you may find breathing difficult. I, of course, do not have that problem. If you have an environmental suit, or even some sort of rebreather, you will be fine. If you don't, keep an eye out for something that could help filter out the toxins.